Call it Park Bubba Sparks.
Booty, 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 rockin' everywhere. Booty, 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 rockin' everywhere.
Customers, like, they treat other customers as well. Like, I like that. Like, say for instance, when I would work in a window, they'd be like, oh, that car behind me, I'll pay for them. Like, I love hearing stuff like that, because you'll see the next car pull up to the window and they ready to pay, and I'm like, oh, that car before you paid for you. You know what I'm saying? They'd be like, they'd be all happy, but they'd be like, well, thank you, and I'll just be like, have a blessed day. Thanks for choosing Chick-fil-A. What's up, YouTube? It's Desi and I'm back with another video, y'all. So I know by looking at this video, y'all are like, what's going on? I thought she was a medical assistant, all that. So yes, I am going to tell you guys as far as for 7 good reasons on why you should work for Chick-fil-A. As far as for Chick-fil-A, I usually keep my uniforms because usually for holidays I always go back to working back at Chick-fil-A as a part-time job. We don't really do much as our family for like holidays. It's like different for us now, so if we're not really going out of town to go back up north to see the rest of our family, I'll usually be trying to work as much as I can just to kind of get stress off my mind and stuff like that. Ever since my dad had passed, stuff hasn't been the same with our family. Like, we still come together and do things, you know, all together and stuff like that. But for the most part, to keep us from stressing, our family usually like always have to stay busy. Like, my mom is constantly busy, I'm constantly busy, my brother's constantly busy. You know, everybody doing their own lives now. So yeah, I feel like this video would be good to pretty much tell you guys the insight as far as for working for Chick-fil-A. I don't have my name tag on, but however, this is pretty much not how you're supposed to wear your uniforms. You're not supposed to have earrings in. Your hair supposed to be pulled back, so I'm gonna just go ahead and tell you guys that right now. But however, I did put a video to show you guys on far as for how the uniform usually looks. You'll see the Coke kind of like label right here, the Pepsi Coke label right here. They give you 2 uniform shirts and 2 pants. Everything's provided for you. You can order the shoes with them once you get hired on, but however, I had got mine from Walmart. So yeah, let's go ahead and get right into the video, y'all. So if you catch me looking down, I'm pretty much looking at the notes that I had wrote. But the first reason why I feel like you should go ahead and apply for Chick-fil-A, one is because of the scholarship. That's one of the reasons why I constantly keep going back to Chick-fil-A to work for them part-time, because for the most part, they have the scholarship program going on, and I always try to apply to it every year. With me trying to go back to school for nursing later on down the road, I know I have a baby on the way and stuff like that, but I still keep my options open as far as for ways to get school paid for. My main top options is as far as for military to help pay for it. I'm working for a doctor right now, and he actually got his doctor's degree in Maryland, so he went to the University of Maryland, so I feel like he can kind of be a connect for me as well. If I give him a couple of years, or however, either working for a hospital for a while, or I know it's some restaurants that if you stay for them for like quite a while or something like that, they can help you pay for schooling. So as far as for Chick-fil-A, they offer 2 types of scholarships. They offer the True Inspiration Scholarship, that's $25,000, and they offer the Leadership Scholarship, and that's $2,500. As far as for the scholarship, you have to make sure that you're an employee, you have to make sure that you keep up a good GPA, make sure that you enroll into college next year, and like I said, this would have been good as far as for me going back to school for LPN. All those pretty much requirements apply to me, but I can say that as far as for the Chick-fil-A scholarship, it's very competitive. I feel like they more so focus on the students that's probably more so in high school than in college. I mean, it can vary, but I'm telling you, like, the scholarship is very competitive. I try to apply to it every year. I usually keep my uniform because, you know, for the most part, when I go back to working for Chick-fil-A, I usually go back to the same like facility that I was at. So I keep my uniform just to kind of save them money and save them time. I'm probably not going to go back working for them until like once it hits like October or November, around that time. But yeah, for the holidays, that's usually when I go back. So scholarships is definitely one. Another good thing is also having Sundays off. I know for the most part, most people are in religious. I'm a Christian as well, so having Sundays off is the best. It's hard trying to find jobs that usually give you weekends off. As far as for me, like with medical assistant, I know that my job gave me weekends off. So when I was working my medical assistant job and Chick-fil-A, it worked out perfectly fine. So having Sundays off is one of the best things. With, you know, Chick-fil-A being a religious person, the owner being a religious person, I feel like, you know, having Sundays off is perfect. You never know what people have going on. It's a Christian-based restaurant, and you know, every time we end up like every time a customer ends up leaving and stuff like that, instead of saying okay, have a good day or something like that, we always be like, have a blessed day, or you know, just always be nice and kind and stuff like that. Another good reason why I feel like you should work for Chick-fil-A is the fellow employees. When I tell you, you have all different types of employees you're working with. Like when I tell you, from different ranges, like from people that's probably 16 all the way to people that's probably like 80. I'm over exaggerating, probably like 70 or so, but they usually put like the elderly people like on like janitor duty type, and then the younger people are like constantly like working either outside and stuff like that. With the fellow employees, one I could say is that they hire intelligent, polite, hardworking employees. Like everybody's working at Chick-fil-A. One thing I can say about Chick-fil-A, you're not going to catch somebody who's not working. Like everybody's constantly working. Even when we're slow days, we're also like stocking up sauces and stuff like that. You have to keep yourself busy. Another thing is everybody get along. I mean, the one that I work at, for the most part, everybody gets along. I can't say that I ever been to a Chick-fil-A where everybody's like mean and stuff like that. So I love that as far as with Chick-fil-A. And also everyone is basically like a family. You're like a family-based place. One thing I say about the Chick-fil-A that I worked at the one that was at Eagle Harbor. If you're here in Florida, it's in Fleming Island. But I worked at that one, and for the most part, they had threw us a Christmas party. You know, that was real good to attend to. They also do like Secret Santa stuff. They like once it gets to the holidays, they start making stuff so much fun. And also like they always got events going on at Chick-fil-A. Like they have Daddy Daughters Night. If you guys like actually download the app, they'll send you emails constantly telling you like events that's going on at any local Chick-fil-A that you go to. So I always think that's awesome as well too. The fourth thing on why you should work at Chick-fil-A is because of the food. Like if you're a food lover as far as for Chick-fil-A, I know I am. I love going to restaurants that's polite, that I know they're not gonna mess with my food. They gonna, you know, make sure that I got like the best customer service. Their food is good. You also, once you get hired on, you do get a discount on the food. Usually you get a 50% discount on certain items, but however, for your lunch, you always get a free meal. You can either choose out of like the original sandwich, or you could choose out of the grilled sandwich. But the thing with the grilled sandwich, you don't get it with lettuce and tomato. You have to pay that, and that's only like 30 cents or 15 cents basically. It come out to like 30 cents. And you get the ice cream for free, you get fries for free. It'll be a small French fry, but anything else, it'll be additional money. So at least they're good on that. And also, it's a healthy food of choice. You got different foods or choices that you could choose at Chick-fil-A. I can tell you one thing that I recently just tried. Y'all should try this. Get the superfood salad, like the superfood kale stuff. Get you like an 8-count nugget or something like that, and get you some ranch sauce. Y'all, that stuff is so good. Like the way how they mix that superfood, that stuff be so good. Like I was like, oh my gosh, this stuff is good. And also, like I said, the food usually is fresh. Even if you have a moment where you feel like your food isn't fresh and stuff like that at Chick-fil-A, they'll constantly fix it just like that. Another good thing is also the customers. The customers are always sweet. They're always remembering your smiling face and stuff like that. They're always willing to like know different things as far as for Chick-fil-A. So I feel like the customers is a good part as far as for working there. And also the last part as far as for that's good. Well, I got two more. The last part as far as for working for Chick-fil-A is the actual work. The actual work constantly keeps you busy, where it's like your shift is gonna go by so fast. I love being at cash box. I'm not too much good at being at face-to-face. Like I learned it and I'm really good at it. But one thing I say about Chick-fil-A, you're out there throughout any weather. Like it could be raining, you're out there. It can be cold, you're out there. Like, and with here in Florida, it's different than being in the cold in Maryland. Like if you were working at Chick-fil-A, like I know that could be like worse because the temperature, the coldness is different from up there. But as far as for like the actual work is really good. It's a busy company. You're constantly busy. Also, like I said, time flies, and you know by the time you know it, you'll be like, dang, it's almost time for me to go. And they make sure that you get off right on time. They'll be like, hey, make sure you stock up the sauces or stock up the cups and stuff like that before you go. But for the most part, I like being at cash box. That's when you pretty much pay the person out. Like you'll be like, hey, did you have the number 1 or something like that? And they'll be like, yeah. And I'll be like, okay, well, it's $3.95, and I'll cash them out. They have like the tents and stuff, so you're pretty much good as far as for that. They're starting to improve on like making sure we have like better coverage as far as for shade and stuff, because here in Florida it gets really hot in the summer. And when I tell you, when I left my phlebotomist job, I didn't too much have a job at the time, so I was working at Chick-fil-A, and I was just like, oh my god, it's so hot. Like my skin, like I was like dark all right here, and when you would take off my jacket, I mean my shirt, I was like all light up here. But they have the correct gear and everything for you, so when you go outside. And the last thing itself, the reason why I would work for Chick-fil-A is because the company itself. It's an overall good look. If you put it on your resume and stuff like that, everybody be like, oh, okay, she worked at Chick-fil-A, you know? So they look at stuff like that. That's the type of stuff that I'll pay attention to. So if you're pretty much either in high school right now and you don't know what your first job will be, apply for Chick-fil-A. Because y'all, my first job was at McDonald's, but it was at a good location here in Florida. And I stayed there for like 2 years. I was working like when I first started working my sophomore year of high school. But for the most part, like I said, like, you know, if you would, for it being your first job, definitely apply for Chick-fil-A. If you have any questions or anything like that, please leave it in the comments below. And I'm about to do another video, y'all, because I'll just be keeping myself busy with these videos. Like, I'm trying to get as much as I can out, as much as I can. So I'm hoping everybody have a good one, and peace, y'all.